Alright, so today is my 30th birthday. I just pressed play on the camera and I'm not entirely sure why I did that. All my life, I never really did anything. I always had a feeling that I could have done something, or that I could and should and would do something. Maybe it's because I'm from this generation where the way to raise your kid was to just tell them just how great and awesome and they were all the time, and not encourage discipline, but just encourage self-worth and confidence. I don't know, but I always felt that I had some kind of talent, that I was smart in some ways, that I was sometimes good with words. My main tongue is Danish, so if you think there's some discrepancy between me supposedly being good with words and messing up all the time, it's because English doesn't come as easy to me as Danish does. Anyways, I never really did anything. So I'm 30 years old, and I haven't made any money. I haven't written anything noteworthy. I haven't, I did some music that was reasonably popular in the sort of very niche genre, but nothing that really seemed like it's, I don't know. I'm just I just randomly pressed play on the camera just because I needed to get these thoughts out of my head and put them, freeze them somehow, put them into some kind of product and let them fly out in the world, because I don't know, it feels weird to turn 30. It's you're not young anymore on paper, but I still feel very young inside. I feel like I have a whole life ahead of me, and I still feel like I have all the time in the world to do everything. But the fact is that I'm closer to death now than I have ever been before, which is of course kind of a trivial and banal statement, because that will always be true whenever uttered. That statement will always be true, and it's not. I don't advocate just running around fearing death, but these are my personal thoughts, and this is how I feel right now, and I feel that there is some sort of problem. There's some sort of I am. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what I feel. I feel that you know what I feel. I feel that when I do something that I consider worthwhile, like writing, making music, or making like a music video, like directing something, or playing a really good game of chess, or when I do that, I get a level of satisfaction that I cannot find anywhere else, and I get a sense of purpose. I get a sense of my life being meaningful. I get sort of, it satisfies my existential needs in some way. I hope that's not too highbrow or like pretentious or anything. It's not supposed to. And I don't, most of the time I don't do that kind of stuff. Most of the time I just sit around or browse Reddit or smoke weed, of all things, and a lot of the time I waste. I hang out with my friends, which is an awesome and inspiring thing to do. But if we just watch movies, talk shit, then maybe that's not something I should be doing all the time. because all my friends are just like incredibly talented people, and they're like painters and musicians and artists in all kinds of ways, and they make music videos and documentaries, and they write about love and life and stuff. And so it's kind of a waste of time to just sit and watch Sherlock Holmes 2 with those guys, you know? Back in the days, people were always doing something. So when we got high back in the days, we were like, all right, so what kind of tools do we have? We have like, we have a camera perhaps, or we have like a guitar, or we have some paint, or anything, and then we did something. Now we don't anymore. Most of these guys, they found a way to channel their creativity. They made it their job. So one of my best friends since childhood is kind of the reason that I can pay my rent now, because he bought a camera, and then he like made a company, and now he's able to hire me sometimes to edit stuff for him or film stuff for him and stuff like that. So I'm basically living off him. Well, I am working, but I haven't put myself at risk. I haven't put myself out there, and I don't know. It's not satisfying. It doesn't seem like a life worth living. It's not that I experience like terrible existential pain all the time. That's not at all. It's just that I do. That's perhaps something that's kind of important to this whole kind of rant, is that I do experience some level of existential pain because I'm diagnosed with schizophrenia. Mine is defined by negative symptoms, which like they detract from the world. So they detract energy, willpower, abilities. When I'm really if I'm have been sick for a while, I will lose abilities. Like I will forget how to cook, which is like a big thing in Denmark, because we don't go out and eat so much. We buy stuff and then we make some food here. That's our culture, and it's really weird that I don't know why it happens. If it's like, I don't know, perhaps a lot of stress hormones in the brain just damages it or something like that. I don't know, but I'll lose abilities like that, like really simple, practical abilities. For instance, my sense of direction, which is perhaps a metaphor in my life. My sense of direction is it's gone. After I had when in my early 20s, I had 4 years when I was really sick all the time. I had the symptoms, the schizophrenic symptoms all the time. And after I got out of that, I cannot find my way anywhere. I can forget where to find the kiosk if I want to buy a beer. Just going out of my door, and I just, where is that stupid thing? I cannot have a mental map. I cannot imagine how would some situation look from above. I just can't do that anymore. The kind of stuff like that just fucking goes away. And I don't know, I even forgot where I was going with all of this shit. Oh yeah, existential pain. So yeah, I do experience some level of existential pain some of the time. And when I get stressed, I don't just get stressed. I get weird symptoms, like my brain will start acting weird and stuff like that. But that's not. It's not the end of the world, though. It's lots of people are sick in different ways, and it's just something that I have to deal with, I guess. And I will. And I don't know. I want to be happy, and I will not I think what this all comes down to is that if I can't be happy, then I would be like to be able to complain about being happy. And I cannot complain, that didn't make any sense. I want to be happy. And if I can't be happy, then I want to be able to complain about not being happy. And I cannot complain about not being happy if I haven't tried doing anything in order to become happy. So that's what I want to do. I want to actually, for once in my life, not just sit on my ass and expect just my brilliant fucking brain to just somehow magically make like something fantastic and then everything will be alright. I don't even know why exactly I have this tendency. I blame Obama. No, fuck that. I just have, and that's the position. And like in chess, you say it doesn't matter how you got into whatever position you're in. The best move is always the best move, and you have to find the best move. And you cannot find the best move by wishing your position was somehow different, or like believing that if I just am really aggressive in this position, then my attack will prevail. If the position objectively says that you need to play to find the correct defensive move, then that's what the position dictates, and then that's how it is. So that's my position. That's where I am, and that's the position that I need to take seriously and respect, and then find a way to improve it. Find the best move. What is the best move? And so I think I've decided that I will try to better my life, try to achieve my goals, and I have laid out a strategy. It has been bubbling unconsciously in my head for some time, and the strategy is quite simple. Every day, I'll try to do something to work. I'll try to do something towards getting a better life. And that's why I think I pressed record on this camera, because what I want to do is I'll try to commit to that. I'll try to commit to that by having sort of a vlog, I think it's called, where I every day of the week, I will, I'll at the end of the day, if at all possible, not at the end of every fucking Monday through Friday, every day before I go to bed, I'll take this camera out and I'll tell it, listen to me, this is what I did today. This is how I tried to improve. This is my attempt at success for today. And so I think that like to return to the sort of chess metaphor we had earlier, like when you analyze some chess position, then often you'll find that in some critical variation where you're perhaps trying to make some attack or make some trying to take control of the center, then some pawn at the edge of the board that didn't look like it had anything to do with anything, you find out that at the critical moment it actually will defend one critical square or whatever. So I'm not just talking about improving my life with regards to my like financial situation or artistic situation. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about keeping my apartment clean. I'm talking about keeping myself clean. I'm talking about all kinds of shut the fuck up, stupid phone. I'm talking about everything that's can be somehow relevant to my life, including my financial situation and artistic situation, and all the small practicalities. For instance, right now I'm really bugged that I made like a company in order to do my video stuff, and and I have no idea how the tax system works, or how what the fuck is that called in English? VAT, I think. I don't know how that works, and I need to figure that out because it stresses me like a lot. And I can see right now on Facebook that one of my customers wrote me back. That was also the sound from my phone, and that also stresses me because I made a video for him, and right now I'm thinking, oh, he wants something changed, and so that's also the kind of stuff that I will have to address somehow, and I'll have to build systems. I want to build system in my life that allows me to better myself. I want to build systems that so I don't lose my thread all the time. That's like really a big issue with being schizophrenic in the way that I am schizophrenic. That I could like have a week where I'm just really doing a lot of work and I'm really motivated, I'm full of energy and I'm really on track existentially and everything, and then one morning I wake up and my mood is just completely different, and then I don't know anything, then when my mood shifts, it really shifts, and then it's not that I'm a different person, but I have a different mindset. Suddenly I wake up someday and something else is important to me. I wake up and then I'm perhaps really weak-willed and I just want to sit in my boxer shorts and watch Netflix all day and smoke weed, and I cannot, I don't know, I cannot, I don't know when this will happen. This just happens all the time. Or some days I wake up and I'm just, oh, I need to find a girlfriend, I want to be happy, and then that's all I can think about. So I'm kind of one-track minded, and I cannot choose my track. I just wake up with some track. So perhaps like doing a video blog like this could, maybe there's some consistency to be found there, you know? Maybe even if this will get any viewers, maybe you guys we could be built like, I don't know, like a small community, and people would go, well, today I did this, and other people go, oh, good for you, and somebody else would go, well, I did this today, and we could sort of, I don't know, like try and encourage each other to being consistent in our attempt to achieve success, perhaps. I don't know anything about anything. All I know is that I want to do something with my life. Because when I don't, it doesn't feel very good. It's dissatisfying. So I want to do something with my life. And perhaps this is like the first step towards that goal. I want to say that I tried. I want to be able to say, when I arrive at the pearly gates and they go, you're not coming in here, like you're an atheist? What the fuck? And then I want to say, yeah, I may have failed, but I tried. I gave it my best. And so that's what I'm trying to do. So today, alright, I'm thinking about what could I do today to what could I do today to be more successful? I don't know. So I am really stressed out with work for two reasons. One is that it doesn't pay very well, so I am always like behind economically, which stresses me out a lot. So work stresses me in one way that I don't have enough work, and the other way is that it takes a lot of time doing these projects, making these videos. So it takes a lot of time. So I'm always behind. And my first idea for my birthday was that to take like a day off for the first time in some considerable time, and try to relax and enjoy myself, and being, just instead of going, oh no, I'm 30, death is coming, then going, today I'm the most important person in the world, because that's when I was a kid, that was like the main deal with having a birthday. It was you got to choose what we were going to eat, and you would get presents, and you would be special, and I thought that perhaps it would be nice to feel special, and not feel like, oh, I have to run around doing all this kind of work, and I'm so stressed out, and living sort of just behind the present, because the present would be something I was going to chase all the time, because I was like somehow living in the past, because all of the stuff that I had to do should have been done already. So I was always doing stuff that should have been done earlier. I thought maybe it would be very nice to just to feel at ease, and but perhaps that's not what I should do today. Perhaps I should work a lot today, or perhaps I should really see this video through and make sure it gets uploaded, like make a channel and upload it. Maybe later today I will do a recording of myself telling because right now in Denmark it's 11:30 in the morning, or like in the middle of the day. It's noon, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so I just spontaneously got this idea and just pressed play on the camera because it just was there, and then now we are here. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do today, but perhaps later today I will make an update and then put it in this video and say what I actually ended up doing, because I'm not too sure how to get the most out of this day yet. Well, that's also like returning to this fucking chess metaphor that I like kind of use all the time. You have to understand your position. You have to understand where all your pieces and pawns are, and where all your opponents pieces are, which they are your problems. Because he perhaps has a really aggressive bishop, which is a problem for you, in the same way that I. The tax system is a problem for me, but it can be dealt with in the same way. And so I have to understand where all my problems are, and I have to understand where all my own pieces, which are my resources, where are all my resources. So perhaps I'll invest some time into thinking about that. What are my resources? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Today, my primary goal will be to give some serious thought to, one, what are my problems? And I'll try to just stick with this chess metaphor. So, what are my problems? How are my opponent's pieces set up? And what are my resources? So, how are my pieces set up? And then either that'll be in the video, this video later when I record the rest tonight or whatever, or alternatively, it will be in tomorrow's video or whatever. I don't know. So that's it. This is the start of my blog now. This is a vlog. Apparently this is the start of my vlog now. This is apparently I'm doing this, and I think I actually feel good about this. It feels good about talking about my life. I feel amped up, like I want to do stuff now. I want to commit to all these promises that I made, so it won't just be empty words. So I guess we'll see each other again, dear camera, and perhaps some guy sitting somewhere in China watching this or whatever. I don't know. It's also kind of, the internet is funny in that way, that I'm looking at a camera right now, and perhaps at some later point in time somebody else is looking at me, looking at the camera, is talking about this stuff, and perhaps responding to it in some way. So yeah, cool. That's what I'm going to do. See you. All right, yeah. So I just pressed play again. I'm back now. Um, as yeah, that happened. Um, yeah, I don't know if I should have planned this. Um, but I'm going for like complete honesty. So when I just press play and I'm not even ready for it and just start talking, then perhaps it will come more from the heart, or maybe perhaps I will not. It will be more natural, or maybe of course I'll have to edit this a whole lot more because there will be a lot of like random nonsense. But so something like that, if I plan what I am going to say, then I'm like consciously designing sort of some certain narrative, and that narrative will of course be very much influenced by my general assumptions in life, and how perhaps what kind of a world I would like to live in, or what kind of a person I would like to be. But perhaps I'll get closer to the actual world and the person that I actually am by just going with it, just rolling with it. So I think I said that I would list what I would do in order, or what I had done during the day in order to improve my situation in life. And there's two things to that. The first thing is that it is now actually tomorrow, because my family came and visited me, and they had all kinds of plans with me, and it was really awesome because they wanted to celebrate my birthday, and that was really awesome. But that means that I didn't get to be alone at any point, so I couldn't do the recording. So I'm doing it now instead. And the other thing is, yeah, well, just what did I do? So I did some work which was really satisfying actually. I'm working on a project where I have to promote a chess tournament through videos, and I had done an analysis with a Danish grandmaster where he would take me through the most painful game he ever played and explain what was going on and why it was so painful. And it had just taken forever to edit, and I finally got it done and got it uploaded, and I made a teaser, and I did all that annoying crappy stuff, like you have to make a new YouTube channel with a proper name, and you have to post it all these places on Facebook and on Reddit and all of that stuff, and all that noise that's not really part of the creative process, which is just like a lot of clicking with a mouse and a lot of typing, trying to find out what to call the link on Reddit and all that kind of stuff. But I managed, and I did the teaser, and it got really well received, and I think that those who are paying me for it will be happy with it. So I did that work, and then I also ran for 4 kilometers, which is, I don't know what that is in miles, perhaps like 2.8 miles or something like that. I don't know exactly. And I'm listing that as something that I'm doing to take control of my life, because I think that having a healthy body is like an asset in life. And if I can get a routine where I run, like, and I know running 4 kilometers, for if any fitness freaks watching, that's like you do that before you even wake up. But I don't run, so for me that's a pretty decent thing to do. I just want to have like a relationship with my body where I feel that it can do stuff. I did some other stuff as well. I did like cleaned my place up, and I took down the bottles. We have like, I don't know what it's called in Danish. It's a pant system where you give the bottles and then to some machine at the supermarket, and then they give you money so that they can recycle the bottles. And I had like huge, because I drink like vast amounts of Diet Coke all the time. So I have to, I don't know, a lot of bottles, and I took them down. And that might, when I say that, it sounds in this grand scale that I'm trying to realize my inner self, or whatever the fuck it is I'm trying to do. Taking down bottles just seems like such a small, insignificant thing, but to me, it's hugely important, because when I get stressed out, I lose my ability to do anything. And stuff that stresses me out is all the little things. So I need, in order for my mind to work, I need focus. And stuff like unpaid bills, or bottles clogging up my space, or messiness, or anything, it detracts from my ability to focus and understand what's going on around me, and to understand the subject matter that I am currently involved with in some way. So I'm kind of listing everything that I'm doing. Like, I'm counting everything that I'm doing to achieve my goal. And by the way, achieving my goal, I needed some inspiration, so I watched a TED talk with some guy that talked about self-motivation. And I found that it was mostly, it didn't appeal very much to me, because there is just this whole spiritual movement of realizing your inner child, whatever, and it's not for me, I think. But he did say one thing that I really liked. He said that you need a vision. And then got me thinking about what I have been doing in my life. And every time I had a vision, and I'm talking about like really just something in my head, a picture in my head that I wanted this exact thing to happen. I remember when I was like 17-year-old, and I wanted to start a rap show with my father playing the intro to Mediterranean Sundance on the guitar, just alone on a big stage with a spotlight on him. And then when at a certain point he just hangs the tone, and tension builds up, and then the beat should drop and the light should goes up, and me and the guy I did rap with at that time should run out on stage, and I wanted there to be a lot of people, and I had this very clear vision in my head that I wanted that to happen. And then I made that happen. I got funding so I could hire like some big names to get a lot of people to come and watch the show, and I got a big venue, and like 464 people came and saw that, and I was just a kid, basically, like 17 years old or something like that. But because I had that vision, I had that exact thing that I wanted to happen, and that I've kind of lost that for some reason. I don't. Sometimes I get it, like there's some music video that I would like this thing to happen. Then I have a vision, and then I can do that thing. It's just incredibly motivating. So I was thinking about, okay, what should my vision be? What kind of vision could I have? And that's something that I need to work on, because I cannot just randomly find any vision and say, well, I will work towards that. I don't think that will work. I think that I will need to understand on a very fundamental level what it is that I want out of life. And then I want to dig out what kind of a vision that I have inside me that I have somehow suppressed or forgotten or whatever. So my working vision for now is that I want to get in a position in life where I can express myself creatively without having to deal with all the shit that bugs me now. So stuff like taxes. I want to have a business that makes enough money that I can just have a guy that does my taxes, and have somebody like a personal assistant or whatever that tells me you need to be at this point in time and this place, you need to be here at this point in time, and then after that you need to go there, and then and so all the bullshit should go away, or some other people should handle that, and then I can work on realizing my ideas creatively. So I want to build a business that is sufficiently large to sustain that, to make enough money to pay people to do the stuff that I am very bad at, and that that really kills my mood, my vibe, and everything. So I hope that kind of makes sense. That's my vision for now, and I'm going to work on that. I'm going to critically examine myself and my own hopes and dreams and psychology in order to understand better what I should actually be aiming at. So this is my, it's a working title. It's a working vision for now. And I thought about is it possible? Would that make sense to have such an ambitious vision? And I thought, all right, I'm 30 years old now, and in 10 years I will be 40. In 10 years, that's kind of a long time. You can do a lot in 10 years if you do something. So that's the first distinction, that if I don't do anything the next 10 years, which I could kind of easily do, because also I'm living in Denmark and I have this diagnosis. So basically, if I just said, I can't fucking deal with this, then the state would actually pay me to live. Not great, but I can live for very few. I don't need a lot of money to survive. I don't have expensive taste in anything, and so I could just have my small apartment here and just eat crappy food, basically for the rest of my life, and didn't go to all the fucking meetings that they would require me to go to in order to get the welfare and all that. So it is a possibility in my life that I do absolutely fuck all for the next 10 years. Or I could sort of scurry along as I've been doing for some time, or I could, take my life seriously, as I'm trying to do now. I could do that, and if I do that, if I actually work on this project for 10 years, then yes, I think I could build something great. I think I could. I think I'm reasonably talented, actually. I have some weaknesses that are pretty hardcore, that really drags me down, and I have to fight those, and I have to understand those, and build systems to cope with that. But I think it is possible, and so I'm going for it. I am. Right, so that was my vision, and then I seem to remember that I also said something about this list of weaknesses and stuff like that. That I did that. Like my weaknesses and my strengths. I'm not sure that was the terminology I used originally, but I have this, and it's not too long yet, as of yet. So I'm going to work more on this before I present it. I probably will do that in the next video or the next one. So the my one really fundamental problem I see, I will just mention briefly, is that I am inconsistent. I am inconsistent in my motivation, in my consciousness. My consciousness is inconsistent. I wake up and then I'm focused on something else, and that makes it really hard to have a long-term strategy. And that's kind of perhaps like the chess metaphor again, that if you want to play, if you have like a worthy opponent, you need to have a long-term strategy in order to win. Otherwise, he will outplay you. So I need all my small tactics, all my small stuff that I do. I need those to fit into a larger scheme, like a strategy. So all the little tactics, if they go in different directions and are not unified by any principle, then it doesn't really matter how good they are. Because if one tactic is that I'll just try to realize this project, that this insane idea I had, and I'm just working really, and I'm really great at it, but it goes in this direction, and then the next day I do something that goes in this direction, then I'm just tearing myself apart, and I don't think anything especially good will come of that. So this is a working thing. I'll be working more on that, and I will be getting back to that. I guess I am supposed to also say what I did today, because this is like, this video covers 2 days, because what I did today to improve my situation. And what did I do? I cleaned the place up because my family had been here and it had gotten quite messy. I ran 4 kilometers again. I wrote the speak for a commercial thing that I'm doing again for this chess tournament, and I recorded it, the speak, and I started editing, and I thought that I would be able to finish it, but I wasn't, unfortunately, and so I stopped, because now it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm trying to I I feel that I shouldn't like work all night. That's like sort of a tendency that I have, and then I sleep for a long time, and then I sort of get out of sync with the rest of normal society, and that's like I think that's a very bad system to have. So I'll try to trim that around. So unfortunately I'll have to finish it tomorrow, but I did most of the work, so it will be done like perhaps 3 hours or something like that. What else did I do? Well, yeah, it was interesting because I was very much conscious about this project, that I was conscious of wanting to do something productive, but it was really hard for me to get to a place where I could actually do something. It took me hours. One thing I tried was just cleaning the place up and talking to myself while doing it, telling myself what I was doing and why I was doing it, and that helped a little bit. What was the difference? Because there was some moment where I did something that worked, but I don't know. I think I should be. I need to be. I need to focus on that in the future. I need to focus on when I am not able to sit down in front of the machine or do whatever kind of work it is I have to do, and when I am, and what the difference is, because that is kind of what I need to control. Actually, I just need to see if I'm still recording. It seems I am still recording. Yeah, so I'll need to pay attention to that as well. All right, so this is all very chaotic. It really is, but I'm trying two things. I'm trying to commit to this thing, documenting this thing, and I'm trying to be just really completely honest about it. So that is all for today, I think. I will need to get some sleep now. But yeah, and then I will make another video tomorrow where I will talk about what I have done tomorrow, in order to work on my project of conquering myself. And yes, that's it. So see you.